Good evening. This is CTV News for Monday, July 14th. I'm Gina Barty.
And I'm Patricia Valone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, the Prince George's County Council postpones a vote that would have cleared the way for construction of a new casino at National Harbor. This morning's hearing was expected to be the final step in approving MGM's application. But the decision was postponed until next Monday because only 2/3 of the council was present to vote. Much of today's discussion centered around issues regarding traffic at the proposed site.
There's adequate transportation. Now, again, what they're concerned about, and rightfully so, is when you have an initial opening, there's an influx of people that come in there. And there is a transportation management plan that's going to be done with the State Highway Administration and with the county that's going to try to address that initial opening. But as far as the day-to-day transportation, the road network is adequate, and there's plenty of opportunity for anybody to get around to access both the MGM, the National Harbor, Tanger, everything that's out there.
The other choke point that was discussed is how you merge traffic from 495, 295, and local traffic as they all merge and come into the National Harbor exit itself. And then how do you take a portion of that, split it off to National Harbor, and how do you take another portion of that and run it up towards the new development that's proposed on the hill?
And you're concerned that this plan does not address those issues adequately?
Oh, no, there's no plan to address any of this stuff. We're trying to address even the status quo doesn't have a solution at the moment. So the question of is there a solution for the added traffic when there's no solution for the current traffic, I think stands to reason that there isn't.
Now, the company is planning a 300-room glass tower hotel with 3,600 slot machines and 140 gaming tables. It will also house a theater, several restaurants, a spa, and high-end stores. If approved next Monday, construction is expected to begin within weeks and is slated to open by the summer of 2016. Well, in the wake of a few fatal accidents on Route 1 in College Park, the University of Maryland and traffic safety officials held a press conference today to address concerns.
CTV News reporter Latifa Majed was there and joins us now in our studio. Latifa?
Guys, I think this is a great step in the right direction. After the recent deaths on Route 1, the University of Maryland and State Highway Administration are taking the pedestrian safety issues head on. County leaders and traffic safety officials held a press conference this afternoon. On the corner of Route 1, officials announced the new improvements that they're making to the dangerous corridor, such as lowering the speed limit, stricter jaywalking enforcement, and cracking down on drunk driving.
We will be placing a fence along the median of US 1 between Knox Road and Hartwick Road, and that will be complete by the end of August. In addition, we will be installing a flashing pedestrian signal at the intersection of US 1 and Hartwick Road. This device will provide controls that will flash yellow along US 1 and flash red along Hartwick Road. When activated by a pedestrian, the signal will turn all controls on that intersection to a solid red, indicating to drivers to stop. And the pedestrian will then get an indication that they can safely cross the roadway.
We began last spring to have groups of staff going to residence halls, fraternities, student organizations to encourage them to be smart, be safe. Our police are out in force, dozens of them. I was there myself at 2 o'clock in the morning talking to students and getting the word out, making use of social media. Most of them are crossing the street while they're reading their text messages. And so we have Melinda Peters that put the signs on the road.
The speed limit in the area will be lowered to 25 miles per hour by the end of this month.
So, Latifa, besides them lowering the speed limit, are they, making any other provisions?
Yes, one of the main things they spoke about was the intoxication issues. I mean, students are, in that area is a lot of bars. So students are walking while intoxicated and driving while intoxicated, and they're not paying attention to their surroundings. So that's one thing that they're cracking down on. The president even got out there himself at 2 in the morning and said, this is enough. We have to stop. So they're upping the security.
All right, some good advice there.
Great advice.
Thank you so much. So, who is the blame for the pedestrian collisions on Route 1? We spoke with a few University of Maryland scholars, and you'll be surprised at some of their reactions. Most students we interviewed say a lot of the accidents could be avoided if people just paid attention to their surroundings before they cross the street.
Students should be more careful when they're crossing the street. It's a lot of crosswalks on campus, so basically they should just be more vigilant And at the same time, drivers should be more cautious when they're driving. Like if they see somebody coming, they should brake. Like they should really, everybody should just be more aware of their surroundings and everything that's going on.
There's enough lights and crosswalks that it should be pretty easy to get across. It just needs to be cracked down on the jaywalking, so people don't try to cut out in the middle of the walkways while cars are coming by.
There's a lot of students kind of coming through that intersection. It's a very busy intersection. But I know that on the part of students, looking both ways before you cross the street, making sure that, you kind of limit your alcohol intake. The kids are going to be drinking, but certainly once it gets into extreme amounts, we know that judgment can be compromised in those.
UMD students are hoping that the new changes improve pedestrian safety before the school year starts back. Meantime, a Mitchellville woman receives a terrifying surprise this morning, waking up to police at her door and a car crashed in her driveway. That incident happened around 8:30. Police responded to a single vehicle accident on Enterprise Road and Elbert Drive. Officials say a woman driving this car lost control, overturning into the brick pillars and then crashed into this tree.
When they came and knocked on my door, they told me that there had been an accident in my front yard, that it was very loud and I should have heard it. And so I came outside and I saw this. I had 2 brick pillars on each side of the driveway. Both had lights on them, and one had my mailbox and a paper wrap box in it. And they are all destroyed.
Officials say the motorist walked away without any serious injuries. Police are still investigating the cause of the accident, but say speed seems to be a factor. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Gina Barty.
And I'm Patricia Malone.